I was born to be a champion, raised in the jungle. All my life, yeah, I had to fight. FNG, let's go black tonight. I was born to be a champion, raised in the jungle. All my life, yeah, I had to fight. FNG, let's go live tonight. You can move on your own. Weed your moves, dancing in the end zone. Crush groove. All we do is get dubs. Hate to lose. We can do this all day. No snooze. Don't get it poppin' if you saying that you poppin', dog. Never will I lose to a noob. Just won't happen, y'all. Call a deep pass. Watch flash. What you crying for? Gonna pass the six. Better yet, put on up quick. Hear 'em hating from the side. Twitch watch. I guess you say it's about time. TikTok. FNG, where we at? On top. Other leagues can't win. Flip flop. I wanna be a champion. Raised in the jungle. All my life, FNG, let's go live tonight.
FNG. What's going on, fellas? As always, it's your boy, Big Boy Deal, the Browns owner. It's been a minute. I think this is my first show since Madden 21 came out. A lot has changed in my life, got a new job. Some stuff happened with the family, but everybody's doing well, doing much better now. But it's good to be back on air with my brothers. As always, if you've seen past shows, I always say this, we got a lot to talk about. With that being said, I'm going to bring in some fellow members of this great league that we're all a part of. I'm going to start with the Pittsburgh owner, Mike Wright, a.k.a. the Browns owner. What's up, Mike?
Not much. Thanks for having me here again, once again. Everybody in FNG, good to see y'all. We're going to be talking a lot tonight, and we're going to be talking about you guys.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And he also has his terrible towel on.
I'm watching the game now, and it's a 1-point game. So,
all right, yes, sir. And then also, as always, I say, this is the founder of this league, the triple OG/triple OG, Mr. Philly Jedi, Tony Tranks, the 49ers owner.
Greetings, everyone.
Here it is.
It is awesome to be here after the long hiatus, it feels like. Yes. And we've been doing shows since you had your life changes. And it's been a while since our last show. So it's good to want to have you back on the show.
Yes, sir.
Because we get to do what we usually do now. And just a lot of things have happened. And so we got a lot to talk about. And Laura King, the Ravens owner, is broadcasting right now. He's playing the Eagles, and he hit me up while we were prepping for the show, and I was like, "Oh, okay. What does he want?" I said, "Well, maybe he wants to get on the show. Let me check and make sure." So I, connected to the party. He's like, "Yeah, just so you know, I'm broadcasting." I was like, "What? He hasn't broadcasted like two Maddens." So, and I saw that the new Eagles owner is broadcasting now too. Currently, it is in the first quarter with 53 seconds left, and the Eagles just got the ball back after it's being scored on. It's 21-0. Right. And just so everyone knows, during the Eagles' last game, I forget who they were playing. It might have been the Bengals. I mean, the Steelers. Yeah, both the Ravens and the Eagles, Mr. Presswood, were talking junk, which was cool. It's friendly junk talking. So that made this game mean a little bit more to everybody. And they're in the like I said, and they're finishing out the first quarter, 21-0 Ravens.
All right. So I got a lot of stuff going on. I got it playing on my phone. I got stuff going on the TV screen. I'm also going back and forth on YouTube. You got any comments? A little different. We're using Zoom. So you got any comments, please put it on YouTube and I'll read your comments out loud. And it's good to be back, fellas. Yeah. It's been a minute. Hearing the theme song and everything.
Yeah, the theme song was good too.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. It was.
Yeah. I gotta kick Mike out. I'm sorry. Whatever, Mike. All right. So we got about 4 viewers right now. I know more people will be joining us. And also, we might get Tiger here in a little bit.
Oh, you let him know? Great.
Yep. I let Tiger know. I sent the message to Billups and Jose Yan. All right. As always, let's start with division leaders. Mr. Tranks, can you take that off?
My pleasure, sir.
Yes, sir.
Here we are in the AFC North, FNG AFC North. We have a tie for first place. The Browns and Ravens are both 4-1. And I think the Browns are on top by virtue of a head-to-head win. We have the Bengals at 3-1 and 1. So they tied with somebody. I think I know who that is. And we have the Steelers rounding out the division at 3-2. That division is extremely tight and competitive. And I expect it to be tight and competitive the remainder of the season. Moving on to the AFC South, we have a new top guy, the Jaguars at 4-1. We have the Titans at 2-3. And we have the Colts at 1-4. And rounding out the division, we have the Texans winless at 0-5. Just so everyone knows, we are in week 6 of the league. In the AFC East, we have both the Dolphins and the Bills tied for first place at 2-3. Patriots at 1-4, and we have the Jets at 0-5. And the Jets were just recently taken over as of this week. Oh no, last week. So week 5. So we have the AFC West finishing out the AFC. We have the Broncos at 5-0, the Chargers at 4-0-1. So maybe that's who the Bengals tie with. We have the Chiefs and Raiders rounding out the division at 2-3.
Yeah,
and
that's what they tied with.
That's what they tied with. Okay.
Yeah.
And I tell you that that division is a lot tighter than it usually is, which is always a good thing.
Oh yeah.
So I hope it stays that way. Okay, head on over to the NFC. We have the Packers at 5-0, leading the division like they usually do, coming out strong. The Bears are at 4-1, a game behind, with the Vikings at 2-3 and the Lions at 1-3. So we're early, but it seems relatively tight there too. Going to the NFC South, with the Falcons at 4-1, Panthers at 3-2, with the Bucks at with the Saints at 1-4 and the Bucks at 1-5. So one guy has played a game earlier than the other. Heading over to the NFC East. Wow. These are the teams that are getting beat, I guess. We have the Cowboys at 2-3, leading the division. And we have the Eagles and the Washington football team at 1-4, and with the Giants winless at 0-5. Finishing out
and looking like the real NFC East.
Right, yeah. Looking just like the real NFC East. And rounding out FNG to go into the FNG West, FNG Best. Still, maybe. We got the Cardinals, Seahawks, and 49ers all at 4-1. And I think the 49ers lost to the Cardinals head-to-head. So of the two, we have the Seahawks and Cardinals probably in first place and 49ers in third place. And rounding out the division at 3-2 are the Rams. And the 49ers and Rams play this week, so hopefully we can push up a little bit. But that is the FNG standings. Back to you,
Okay.
Dylan.
All right, so I'm gonna flow right into it. You got me excited because it's always I call it a drama starter, and we haven't done it in a long time. Let's go right into the top 10.
Okay.
The power rankings, top 10. Madden has their own, rankings, whatever, but we do our own. We do the FNG. We know who's good, who's not, who's lucky, whatever. So this is as of week 6, this is our top 10 power ranking. If you disagree, please comment.
Yeah, we definitely want to hear that.
I'm not saying
don't just disagree. Let us know why you disagree with the way that these got put in.
Yeah, Dill's going to be following it. So if you have a commentary as to who should be better, hey, we might change it if you get the comment in fast enough.
Yep.
So what we're going to do is going to do it differently than we usually do. Just for Mr. Tillman, because he always asks for this, and we almost never do it because we do it at the seat of our pants. We got this one done before. So this was for you, Mr. Tillman. At number 10, in the top 10.
I like it. I like it.
Maybe that's why I want to go backwards. Who knows?
I like it. Whatever. You want to start with.
Just gotta say your own name.
Right.
At number 10, we have a team that is hardly ever out of the top 5.
Wait, talking about. We didn't even say it yet, and Reggie already said he disagrees already.
No, Reggie, you're not at number 10. Okay, you are on this list, but you're not at number 10. At number 10, we have the 49ers. The 49ers at 4-1. And this is a really talented list, so you'll see why I'm ranked at the bottom, okay, with just one loss. At number 9, we have the Seahawks at 4-1. And this list was was more difficult than you would think to put together because a lot of guys lost to guys on the list and off the list, so we had to kind of rank it that way. We have the Seahawks at 4-1. The Seahawks are number 9. You have the the Cardinals at 4-1 at ranked number 8, and we have the first AFC team at number 7, the Ravens at 4-1. See, I told you this list was tough. At number 6, we have the Browns at 4-1. And then at number 5, heading to the top 5, we have the Bears at 4-1. So if we got this many 4-1 teams, what do you think the top 5 is going to be, right? Bears at 4-1 at number 5. We have the Falcons at 4-1, number 4. Number 3, we have the Chargers at 4-0-1. And then we have our 2 undefeated teams with no tie. We have the Broncos at 5-0. And with number 1 team for FNG is the Packers at 5-0.
The Packers.
The Cheeseheads at 5-0. And I'm going to be honest with you, I feel good with the Packers at 5-0 because even though historically Chaz, who is the Broncos owner, Chaz Sellers, does well in this league. In my opinion, you got to give credit where credit is due. This guy, Sean Smith, does well, usually in the first half of the season, and you got to recognize that early. And Chaz's reputation is only going to get him but so far. You know what I mean? Right. So that's the reason why we have that delineation at the top of the list for the 2 undefeated teams. Yeah. That was tougher to do because they have that many good teams. We had a lot of teams that were right close to that list that we could have put up in there, but it's just hard to rank somebody with only 1 loss below somebody with 2 losses or more. And it's early. We're only in week 6, so a couple weeks. Early. This will figure itself out.
Yep. How long the Packers been in the league? That owner.
The Packers have been in the league. It's since Madden 19. Because he came in the, yeah.
Oh, it seemed like it was longer than that.
I don't think it's been longer than that. I do know he's related to he's Ty's cousin. Okay. So Ty brought him into the league. But he's been in the league since at least 19.
Okay.
You just didn't notice him because you were just reigning supreme in 19. You didn't notice all the peons below you. But he's been in the league. He's been in the league for a while. 20 is when he really started getting some, some momentum. Okay. And he remember he switched over to I forget what team he had in 19. I never remember. Hossein remembers that stuff a little more, but. I remember he moved over to the Chargers, and then Harris wanted to come in, and he worked with me. And I know Harris is a big Chargers fan, so for Harris, he moved over to the so Harris could have his favorite team. He moved over to the Packers, and his cousin was in there too, so it kind of made things a little easier. And that's how that worked out. Right. But 20 was where he really started doing well. When he got to the Packers. And I forget the running back that he got that was like 96 speed. That's really fast. Yeah. Because I remember meeting him in divisional round. I want to say like season 3 or 4, where he had he was undefeated for a long time. So, that's that.
Shout out to Isaiah, Bears owner, Reggie Tillman.
Oh, by the way, Bears owner, I literally tried to rank you twice. on the top 10 ranking. I had you at 5, then I tried to rank you at 10.
Yeah.
So hold on. I think I already got him in there.
He'll be down there real soon. Let me shut up because I'll be down there. All right. Mike, are you ready to go over some stats? I think I had you muted because I heard love that chicken from Popeyes.
Yeah.
They haven't paid to be a sponsor yet, but I will allow them to sponsor us if they want.
Right.
Yeah, well, I'm in like the last 3 minutes of the Steelers game too, but yes, I am ready to go over these stats because that's what's really important right now, right?
Yes,
sir.
sir.
And actually,
All right.
Jenks, if you can look over some highlight games from week 1 through 5.
Yes,
all
sir.
right. So we're looking at stat leaders. Right now, quarterbacks. Drew Lock is leading the league with 1,912 passing yards. Russell Wilson has thrown 24 touchdowns.
Wow. Dang. What, 5 games? God damn.
5 games. Looking like the real Russell Wilson.
Cheat code.
And Aaron Rodgers has a QB rating of 139.6.
Makes sense.
So this was he's actually rated number 3, but the other 2 are so minimal that we went with anybody over 20 passing attempts.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Halfbacks right now, Kalen Balaj is leading the league with 1,062 rushing yards.
Hold on, you saying the Broncos owner is not leading the league in rushing?
No.
This dude.
Sorry, touchdown Steelers. My wife's actually in the hallway jumping up and down.
Well, whatever.
What's the score of the Steelers game and who are they playing?
It is now 24.
It doesn't matter what the score is.
All right. Halfbacks, touchdowns. Believe it or not, Nick Chubb has 16 touchdowns and is leading the league.
He ain't getting traded.
I don't know what Dill has decided to do in his game, but he's not throwing it to OBJ anymore, apparently.
well, the first season by now, OBJ was he had his X factor, right? And Nick Chubb, he wasn't running that much. Well, I've been running the ball more, but last game I had 295 yards rushing.
Wow.
Yeah.
And 5 touchdowns with Chubbs. Yeah, he was on fire. If y'all want to watch that, it's on Twitch.
I did watch that.
Mm-hmm.
All 3 people that's on the show now, we all play our games on Twitch. We record the games, and they're up there for view for however long Twitch allows them to stay up.
2 weeks, 14 days.
2 weeks, 14 days. So these 3 owners, 49ers, Browns, and Bengals owner, we record our games. So. And my gamer tag, if you have it set up with the multi-screen setup, Dill, my gamer tag is on there, Philly Jedi, if you want to watch it. So,
and no,
you good?
The Panthers are running Christian McCaffrey into the ground with 113 rushing attempts at this point.
Who's the closest guy to him? 113. Is anybody anywhere near?
Saquon Barkley has, I believe, 110.
Oh my God!
Yeah, but they're 0-5, so it doesn't matter.
And wait for it. With that name I just said, because Saquon is number 2 in rushing attempts. So on to receiving. KJ Hamler from the Broncos has 740.
Mm-hmm.
Touchdowns. Tyler Lockett for the Seahawks and Deebo Samuels both have 11.
Deebo?
What? Yes.
Hey, people changing their game up. Oh,
and leading the league in receptions, not a wide receiver.
Oh, it's
Saquon Barkley.
Saquon Barkley.
That's why he's 0-5.
And John Ross III also has 24. Both of them have 24.
I love you, Tiger. A running back leading in receptions?
That's happened before.
Yep.
In real life?
Yes.
When?
The 49ers, Roger Craig. not the entire season, but early in the season, yeah.
Yes. So, yeah. Saquon is getting
were they
a
0-5?
lot of touches.
Were they 0-5?
No.
All right.
All right. Moving into defense, George Odom is leading the league in interceptions with 6. Jamal Adams, and he's a Raven. Jamal Adams from the Seahawks has 3 forced fumbles. Leading the league in sacks is Chase Young with 7.
Wow.
Dang.
Jimmy Ward from the 49ers has 41 tackles.
Yeah.
And Gerard Wilson from the Panthers, Steven Denmark of the Broncos, and William Jackson III from the Bengals all have 2 defensive touchdowns each.
Okay.
Looking at kicking, Zane Gonzalez is 7 of 7 with field goals. And Robbie Gould is 29 of 30 for extra points. Most attempts, most made.
Wow.
Now for the one where the people who don't get called up a lot is the long plays. The longest punt is Brian Anger from the Texans, 62-yard punt.
Jesus.
Longest field goal is Jake Elliott of the Eagles at 59 yards. Longest interception is William Jackson III of the Bengals with 99.
Wow.
God, oh.
Yeah. The longest rush is Derrick Henry from the Titans, 97 yards.
Stiff on the whole way down.
Yeah. Now, huge surprise here. The longest passing play at this point is from the Bengals. Joe Burrow to John Ross III, 94 yards.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, before this season, I don't think many of us knew that Mr. Billups knew how to pass a ball and have wide receivers. So, yeah, it's good to see him expanding his game plan.
I agree with that.
Longest kick return, Texans, Randall Cobb, 104 yards.
Wow.
And the longest punt return is a short one, 25 yards, Pat Pete from the Cards.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I don't know why he's back there returning punts, but hey. All right. And that's our stats at the end of week 5. Back to you, Joe.
Man. I appreciate it, Mike. Thank you, dude. Excellent job. All right, we're going to go right into week 1. We're just going to point out some highlight games that stand out. For me personally, Browns versus Ravens. I thought that was a good game. Browns beat the Ravens 31-21.
Important divisional game too.
Yes.
What's been your history? What's been your history with the Ravens in the past Madden or 2? No, well, his only came last Madden. So as far as come to the league, so what's been your record? We had 5 seasons last Madden. How many times do you remember beating him?
So I remember the first season he was in. I beat him both times.
Oh yeah, I remember that. You welcome to the league,
right? Yeah, and then after that, he took over my division. So he took over the division. I think in season 2, 3, 4. We did 5 seasons last year, right?
Yes, we did.
And then I took the division back in season 5.
Right, and just barely. So people know who the Ravens are. The Ravens, we're talking about a guy who was in the conference championship almost all the time. I mean, very, very good player. So that's why I was just accentuating why this was a significant win. It was one of the ones I had circled as well, mainly because you're on the show too. But another one that stands out to me, Seahawks at Falcons.
Yes, that
actually determined who was ranked where in our top 10. Yeah. And it was a close one. It was a 3-point game, 34-37. You know, I really think Cole is showing himself to be a much better owner than people realize, and beating the Seahawks this early in the season. Beating Mikey J. No, his name's now King of the King of L's now.
The King of L's. Who said that?
No, that's his memory.
That's his new name. Yeah, he changed his name.
What?
Yep.
Yeah, he streams and everything now. So, okay. Mike's new Mikey J, his new Facebook thing was the King of L's. But that was a significant game. It's NFC win. So that win or loss might determine something later on down the week, later on down the season. So let's see. Anything else stand out? Carolina was a close one over the Las Vegas Raiders. Let's see. Tampa Bay and the Saints, 56-49. No defense. Hey, Mike, what's the score in the Ravens game, by the way?
Ravens 35-14.
Ravens,
yeah.
What quarter?
35. It is the fourth quarter with 6 minutes left.
Okay.
And
So
also,
it's going to take something.
You got to point out the Bengals and Chargers game. That was a tie.
Absolutely, Bengals-Chargers game.
It went to overtime, and nobody could score.
Yeah, that was that game was closer than I don't think we've ever had.
Mm-hmm. And the Bengals had 2 rough weeks. So if you go, are we done with week 1?
No, one other important one. And again, I don't know why I was talking about Cole in the Seahawks and Falcons game. I meant what's the guy's name?
You?
No, I'm in Reggie. Reggie is Reggie's a lot better. Not Reggie, Dorian.
Dorian.
That's one. Dorian's the guy that I think he just switched to the Falcons this season.
Yep.
So he's gonna be a significant powerhouse in the NFC.
I gotta get used to these changes, man. There's so many people.
Yeah, there's been a little bit of shuffling. If you wonder, the guys that's usually at certain teams have moved around. So we have the former Jets owner moved to the Seahawks. We have the former Bills owner last Madden moved to the Falcons. So there's a little bit of shuffling. So we had the teams a little mixed up. But the reason why I did mention Cole is because he gave me my only loss of the season so far at 24-21. That one was a 3-point game. And just it was a close game, to be quite honest, for people who didn't watch the game. And we ended up going into overtime. We thought it was going to be the second tie potentially. But Cole was able to drive down the score, kick a field goal to win. It was we both had 2 turnovers in that game too. Yeah, it was a good game. Real good game.
Dude, what is that in your lap?
My cat.
Dude,
King deference.
I know what that was. What kind of cat?
Want to get on camera?
Sphinx.
Oh yeah. He makes that cat. That cat does tricks for him too.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, that's
He's
actually
a parent cat.
All right, I'm sorry, Tranks. My bad.
No, you good. You're good. Only other week one that might mean anything is Green Bay beating Minnesota 28-35, just because that's an important divisional game. Yep. There are a couple division games week 1. We'll see. We'll see how that turns out.
It looked like he don't get much, get talked about a lot, but it looked like Hossein had a close game with the Panthers.
Yeah. 35-31.
Yep.
He's got his game together a little bit too. Moving on to week 2. It's like you said, Bengals at Browns, your only loss of the season, right?
And that was the second week in a row he went to double time, overtime. Wow,
Thursday night game going overtime.
Yep.
Not bad at all. Oh, look at the Giants giving the Bears some competition.
Oh, Giants. Oh.
Listen till got out of hand. 24-38.
Oh, that Bears third quarter was mean to him.
Yeah, it got out of hand.
Yeah.
He was leading 17-0 at halftime. I mean, that's how Tiger being on the show would have been good because he literally just came unraveled in the second half.
Yep. Anything else you see? Panthers and Bucks, 45. 42.
No defense.
Yeah.
Yep. Bucks probably rushed for 600 yards.
Let's talk about this game, Broncos and Steelers. Mike had this. Mike, you had this.
I had this game.
Denver won 22-20.
On the very last play of the game.
Yes. Oh, and shout out to Chaz because he posted the video.
Yeah,
While
right.
you was on, while you were
While I
on
was
vacation.
on vacation. Actually having a pretty lousy time of vacation at the time too. So he didn't know that. So yeah, but no, it was a great game. I came out, he came out in the same couple of, offensive sets. I came out in the same couple of defensive sets anytime, and he'd get like 3-4 yards or incomplete and then, pass. Yeah. He'd get his completions and, I'd swap out my defense a little bit and get burned and swap back and, slow him down a little bit. He had a couple interceptions that, I don't know how, throw a ball 10 yards behind a guy and he can like just linebacker just lean back and catch it like this. But Chaz played a great game. I had it.
Well, looking at the game,
Got no, I had 6 sacks that game. I mean,
yeah,
it was, we both had 2 turnovers in that game. It was close. It was a hard fought game. And
Yeah.
either I blew it at the end or Chaz pulled it off at the end. One way or the other.
Both.
Or a little bit of both.
I'm looking at the stats of the game, and you can kind of tailor two different cities. You have one guy who's literally just passing the ball at every opportunity, and his running backs, he pretty much, if you take the quarterback out, he had 4 attempts with his running backs. No, yep. I'm sorry. No, because he had 2 quarterbacks run the ball. He had 3 attempts with his running back. So it was all passing, 324 yards passing, 112 rating. He was 27 for 35, 77%, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick, but he got sacked 5 times. And then you turn around and look at you passing. You had 93 yards passing, no touchdowns, 2 picks, 36.4 rating, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't remember, and you were 6 for 12, but I don't remember you doing that bad when you were passing. But on the ground, you were tearing them up, 167 yards on 13 attempts, 2 touchdowns. So it was nice to see 2 varying versions of attacks, running the ball versus passing the ball, and it's still being tight like that. I thought that was real important, because if you have some people tell you it's just a rushing league, when no, it can be a passing league or a rushing league, whatever attack you decide to choose. So it was nice to watch that game, and it was a low-scoring game. It was 22-20.
Absolutely.
That's a pretty low-scoring game for Madden. So,
and I know Chaz ain't been in the league for a couple of years, but that's still like a top-notch owner too that you.
Yes.
So.
Yeah.
Yep. But,
and it's a lot better than the 42-2 in
the past.
That we will not speak about anymore.
Yeah, so let's don't talk about it. Let's don't talk about
in the Flashpoint league. Yeah, in the Flashpoint league.
Right. All right, I want to keep it moving. So I want to, I know we got a lot of weeks to go through. I'm gonna skip the week 3. Well, go to week 3 next. You see any game? Well, I'm gonna call this game out, and I want this to be a perfect example. The reason why you need to have your rival list. So if you look, the 49ers played the Giants. He's on your rival list, right?
No, he is not.
I just assumed he was. God dang. All right, 49ers beat the Giants. He's not.
No, he is not.
No.
And
49ers beat the Giants. Let me say this. 72-38. He should be suspended for 5 games.
And 30, what was it? 36 points of that was in the last 2.5 minutes of the game?
No, it was only 27 points scored in the 4th quarter. So probably, because if you watch this game, like it's still up there if you want to see it.
Mm-hmm.
This game was close the entire game till it was blown out in the 4th quarter. And as if I step out of the 49ers shoes for briefly, let's hypothetically say I was doing some really shiesty stuff in there, right? If the Giants reported me to the commissioner, which he has in his rights to do. Obviously, this is a situation where I would definitely be penalized, because the way we have the rules set, if you're winning in the fourth quarter by 22 points or more, all you can do is kick field goals as far as scoring is concerned. So I'm talking about offensively. You can't help if you get a sack for safety or whatever. But so this is a perfect example of how, had the Giants, let's say the Giants and I didn't get along or whatever, we weren't actually friends. This is actually a situation where if he chose to report me, I could actually be penalized for this game. But most people, the reason why you thought he was on my rivals
list. I'm surprised you're not on each other's list.
He attempted to put me on the rivals list. And at the time, I had already had 6 rivals on my list. And you can only have 6. The way we have it is you only have 6 rivals on the list. And I'd already accepted the rival. You say, hey, Mike, I want to be your rival. Mike has to accept it back. I'd already had 6 people, 4, 3 in my division and 3 outside my division accept it. So that's the reason why I didn't accept his rivals, because we almost play every season. And he likes to get the game out of the way.
Trank, give me 1 second. Let me bring in the other commissioner, Mr. Hossein, the Raiders owner.
But
he's not there.
To add to what you were saying, Tony, the rules state if you're up by 22, you can only kick field goals. Right. But that is not an automatic penalty if you do that. That
correct.
The person who has that done against them has to make a formal complaint to the commissioners.
Correct.
So if they're fine with you doing that, rival list or not, then you're good. And with that being said, score 100 on me. I don't care. If you can score 100, do it. Don't just stop playing, please.
Well, a better way of stating it is, the only way the commissioners are going to hear a complaint is if it's from the person who had the scoring done on them. You know what I mean? Because before we had this set, and Hossein is aware of this, but before we had it set, it was we'd have some guy who would score a touchdown at the end of the game, and it would be over whatever points it was. I don't even remember what the point was before. We'd get a bunch of people reporting, "Hey, he did this. Hey, he did this." But the person that he played wasn't even complaining, and it actually brought more work on our desk than was necessary, and it actually started to piss me off, because it was just like, look, the person that he's playing is not even complaining, and I potentially have to penalize this guy because of a rule, and in my opinion, was outdated. So I pretty much said, look. The complaint is going to have to come from the person that was, offended or had the unsportsmanlike, or felt that there was unsportsman play. Without that, it would take something so obviously disrespectful that it's like, we're talking like pulling guys away from the thing to score. That type of disrespectful gameplay when you see it.
Yeah. No. Perfect example both ways. Right. Put them on a list, or, for one, I just hate playing cheesy people. So I'm sorry. If you cheesy, you doing some little goofy crap in the game, I'm reporting you, but whatever. And I haven't reported nobody, because nobody's beat me that bad.
And you also have a way to control the game too. If it gets out of hand,
I'm gonna chew clock.
Chew clock,
right?
Punt the ball, show that you're kind of giving up type of thing. Wave the white flag, and your opponent should see that and edit his gameplay as well. So,
all right. Wait, I'm gonna keep it moving. I don't want to keep dwelling on week 3. There was one more game: Falcons versus the Bears. Falcons won that game 41-21.
That's another game that determined whether or not where people ranked Falcons and Bears.
Yep.
Who was week 1? Who did the Falcons beat? Seahawks and Falcons. So the Falcons beat 2 guys on our list.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes sense that the Falcons are a number 4 ranked team behind the undefeated. They beat 2 guys on this list. So
yep. All right, can
what
we go to
week
week 4? Week 4.
Week 4. Okay.
Yep.
See what stands out to me in this game.
Ooh.
Week 4 was I actually have a personal game in this. I played the Eagles, and that was the new owner that's in the league, the Eagles, Darius Presswood. I'm assuming that game is over. Ravens Eagles
Just finished. Just finished.
What's the final score?
I believe it was 42-21.
Okay.
Ravens.
Right. Yeah, we had no idea who the Eagles owner was. It was a friend of Reese Jones. He's actually a YouTuber. He's a guy who has his own. I don't know if it's what's the name of the accounts that people have that where they donate money? I forget what it's called.
GoFundMe?
No.
It'll come to me. But he's potentially a YouTuber. That's the way he was described to me. So it was good to. Yeah. Well, I know he was one. Because when I watched his stream, he had his picture up there, and he was kind of doing it how you see most of the YouTubers, where people can donate while he's playing. So it was a good opportunity for me to see potentially a guy who was potential. I don't know how much Madden he's played or whatever it was, and that game was actually close early. Ended up beating him by 20. But I was impressed. I was impressed with his run game. Pass game, not so much. But everybody has their way of attacking. I try to be a little more balanced. So it was good that the brand new owner to the league, we had an opportunity to see his gameplay. Anything else stand out for you guys this week?
The Panthers beating the Cardinals.
Oh yeah, that was significant.
42-35. Shout out to Joe.
Yeah, Joe. Joe has those ways of getting wins on people who, when they're on a roll, you have to turn cock block. Oh, you think you're doing well? Bam.
Yep.
Because Cole, in his mind, the only person stopping him from going to the Super Bowl was me, and he literally got in week 4 got a attitude adjustment. Got 42 points dropped on him. And he didn't think he was going to be able to, have somebody score that well against him. So excellent win, Joe. Week 4.
And then Packers versus the Falcons. Packers won that game 49-38.
Big win. I mean, Packers. They're the standout of the NFC right now. Undefeated is undefeated, and they're getting good wins. Keep it moving, keep it rolling. Just don't fall apart in the second half, Sean. Don't fall apart in the second half. We're gonna let you hear it.
We've seen many people do it. I remember I was watching some old episodes, and I remember we had Joe, the Panthers owner, ranked like 3.
Yeah,
and he was up there. He was killing it, And I was like, oh shoot, somebody just came from the bottom. Now he up top. You know what I'm saying?
Game recognized game.
And he was like top 20, like quick.
You
it happens. Yeah, it happens. It happens. None against me. It happens. All right. Week 5.
Last week.
Yes, sir.
Well, that was another week where we had some EA issues.
Shout out to Matt.
Right. I love EA, where I had to play my game like 4 times, and we had to postpone our game another day because we didn't have access to EA. So lucky to get out of that with no injuries.
It looked like I'm sorry, just real quick. The Falcons and Panthers had a good game. Falcons won that game 42-35.
Tight game. Really tight game, and it took a final touchdown in the 4th quarter, and the Carolina Panthers were shut out in the 4th. That was the difference in the game from them going to overtime. So, 7 turnovers. All right. The Falcons turned the ball over, or let's see. When it says turnovers, you're the one that turned the ball over, or you got that turnovers?
You got
that many turnovers. because the Panthers had 7 turnovers, and the Falcons had 4 turnovers in this game. So there's a lot of defense in this game, believe it or not. Exchange lead changes and exchanges of the ball. So the Falcons are number 4, but they had a bunch of hard games these last 4 weeks. Anything else jump out last week?
I would say it jumps out. The Chiefs beating the Raiders 32-31. That was a close game, Jose.
Isn't this your second game of the season with the Chiefs?
Oh, this is my first one.
Oh, you had a really close one. I want to say week 1, a similar score. But yeah, 31-32.
That was Joe when we played.
Yeah,
he got me on that week. Yeah.
So 31-32 last week.
Bad weather. He held up Ruggs. I couldn't get him loose. So, and he got Tyreek Hill loose. I think he had 177 yards on me, but he got me on one play, and that's what put him over the top.
Okay. Yeah, Mahomes had a normal good day. 137.9, 285 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
And why didn't the Rams and the football team?
Why didn't they play?
Yeah.
Well, without putting too much personal business out there, Rams. No, not like that. But the Rams' availability on the weekend is slim.
Yeah.
Right. So if you're like we advance, for those who aren't in the league, we advance Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if we're in that Saturday evening to Wednesday evening week, you're probably going to be playing him Monday to Wednesday, right? But when we advance, and I think we did advance a day early, I can't remember when we advanced last week, but when we advance for the second half of the week, he usually puts his schedule out. Hey, I'm available these hours during this week, and I'm not available on Saturday.
Yeah, he actually posted before the advance too.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. He works doubles. He works doubles on Saturday and Sunday. He's in the healthcare field. He's on the front line, essential worker. So he has almost no available. Like I play him this week, and I already know. Don't even put a post up until late tonight, and then for Monday through Wednesday, because I know he's not available. And when he gets home from a 12 to 16 hour shift, he ain't Madden is the last thing he's thinking about. He's kissing his wife and his baby and laying his behind down. So
I feel him. First thing is sleep and family. You need your rest.
So they never hooked up on Friday, right? And he's not available on Saturday. But the only reason why I didn't advance it, because people still communicate on Messenger, right? And don't put the times they have scheduled sometimes. In other words, say, hey, like me and Bullock, me and the Dolphins owner. I didn't say anything the first day. Second day, I inboxed him, like, hey, when you want to play this game, we negotiated our schedule. And the minute we got a day, I went to the website on our Facebook page and posted, per our conversation, Bullock 49ers Dolphins game will be Friday at 4 p.m. or whatever, because that's the day he said he was best. I was flexible, he wasn't, so right. And EA had made us postpone it to the next day, but I'll put it up there so that if he doesn't show up, I can say, hey, look, this is the day he chose, and versus keeping the conversation off book, which is reason why I brought it up.
Oh, whoa! You just said a key word. What'd you just say?
Off keeping the conversation off book.
No. You said communication.
Communicate, yeah.
Communication. That's a very important word right there.
Yeah, it's important because we got a couple owners who have issues with communication. And
like
make it
I
easy.
post something or whoever posts something,
right?
And like you say, all right, I'm available from this time to this time. And if you post back, say Saturday is cool, what does that mean?
It means nothing. It means nothing. We've had people in here who I just know personally. I've listed it, and the guy says, "All right, bet," and I'm like, "That does," and I literally have to do this.
Right.
I said, hey Joe. Not his name. The guy's name wasn't Joe. I'm just using Joe.
Right.
I said, hey, Joe, you never responded. You just said, all right, bet. That doesn't let me know what day or what time you want to play. So I literally repeated the question. I said, so what day or time would you like to kick off? Because without that response from him, say, this time's good, and then this day, then I say, all right, that works for me. And when we set and we schedule, it's just setting up a meeting almost.
Yes. So like I'm gonna put this out there. For me, my schedule is tight. Tranks, he definitely know Mike, he been on the headset. They know my work schedule is crazy. So if you tell me we're gonna play at 5:00 on a Friday afternoon and I don't hear from you at 5:00, you got 15 minutes with me because my time is precious. I got, not only am I working crazy hours now, but the rest of my time is dealing with my family.
You got life outside of Madden?
Right.
No, you're
Madden
waiting.
time. Family don't
You're
matter.
Sitting there. You're sitting there with your
family
controller
that
waiting
matters
for
during Madden time.
Hey, I think my gameplay shows a lot because I ain't really laughing like I used to. But seriously, like if you say you're gonna be there at 5:00 and say you're running late, communicate that.
Yeah.
Then Tranks know, I text you. I'm like, dude, it's 5:00. Where the heck they at? And then you show up at 5:05. I get it's 5 minutes, but at least say something beforehand. Like, hey, I'm running a little bit late. Give me like 5-10 minutes. I go work with that. Don't waste my time. I'm sorry.
When we play again.
No, you're right.
Yeah, whatever.
No, but everyone has to understand we're not sitting at the controller waiting for you to show up to play a game. Most of the guys in here are married men who got families and are doing something else other than Madden. So, kind of be respectful. If you know you're gonna be late, like I was playing week 1, I played Cole. We set our game for 10:00 or 11:00. Now I like playing late night games. He was working and he realized he wasn't gonna get off on time. He inboxed me, messaged me, and said, hey, I'm going to be late. Can
That's
we play at 12?
Communication.
And I'm like, I chose to play the game and I was tired as hell when we played the game. I should have postponed it. But I chose to say, oh yeah, cool. And I stayed on longer. We got the game in. It's something as simple as that, because I can either say, no, I got to head to work, so we got to change this to Saturday sometime during the day or whatever, or I'm going to say, oh yeah, let's do it. But not communicating, especially for somebody whose schedule is tight, that's a little disrespectful. And it could lead to, especially if you show a pattern of that, us just saying, go ahead and play the computer.
Yep.
Because that's happened before too.
Just please, as soon as it advances, at least within 24 hours, put out there your schedule, or at least when somebody posts their schedule, respond to it with a time. Don't say, yes, Saturday or Friday is cool. It's 24 hours in a day.
All right, bet.
Pick a time. Right. All right, bet. Yeah, pick a time. All right, I'm gonna keep it moving because we're almost at an hour. Great rundown. Shout out to the Ravens. They got a win over the Eagles.
Yeah.
In week 6. First, I want to go over new owners that we have in the league.
Yes, sir.
Name them out. Shout them out.
Yes. Now, forgive me if I get the names wrong because I didn't write them down beforehand. But I just mentioned his name. His gamer tag is Young Bama with
Darius?
2 X's on each end.
Yep.
Darius Presswood.
Is that Reggie? Reggie brought him in?
No, Reese Jones. I think
Reese Jones. Okay. Darius
him
is
in.
married to my cousin. I don't know how he knows Reese. That's what.
Okay,
Reggie's put on there.
So it was Reggie then. So it was Reggie. It's an R. Both the first names start with R. So my mistake. Then it was Reggie. I'm sorry.
Reggie, Reese's friend ended up not following through.
Okay.
Oh, okay. That's what it was. But yeah, he's the Eagles. The Eagles.
Okay. All right. He just took an L. Okay.
And we have a returning owner.
I ain't mean it like that. That was petty.
Well, he's got a couple L's now. So he only just got one.
Hey.
But we have. Nah, he's good. Trust me, he's good. What's his name? Mike played him, so he's 1-5. But I want to say his first 2
I gave
games,
him a 14-point lead. So
yeah. And we also have a new owner for the Jets, More Life McKinney. He's back.
Yeah.
Now my memory forgets, who did he have before? Do you remember?
He had the Titans.
And then he was the Cowboys many moons ago.
No.
More Life McKinney? No.
He had the Titans.
Was it
Yeah,
Keith?
that's-
You talking about Keith, right?
No,
No.
his name is we call him Mac. He's from Cincinnati.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mac. Yeah, he lives in I forget
Think the
what,
wrong
DC
dude.
or something like that. But yeah, he it was his first time in the league last year.
Yeah. If you're talking about Keith Mullins and Timothy McRae, is it
guy,
McRae?
Yep.
Yeah, Keith Mullins is
Keith was
the
the
guy you're
Cowboys.
talking about. He was the Cowboys years and you back in the OG era.
That's what I was
And
thinking
he actually had the Cowboys before Thomas Lanning did, and he's the Titans now. He's the one with that 97-yard stiff arm run. And my man Dog Senior, he's the Texans. Timothy McRae, I think that's his name.
Yep.
And are there any other new owners that I'm forgetting?
Just those two.
No,
Oh, that's it?
the
Okay.
Jets neighbors.
Okay.
Yeah, shout out to the new owners. Welcome to the league. You got any questions? You want to lab? Any one of these guys on here will play you, whatever. Friend us on Xbox. And definitely, I support this 100%. Please Twitch your games, broadcast your games. I mean, you heard. I mean, there's a lot of people we talked about in this, during this podcast show because we could talk about them because they show us their games, and then we could go back and rewatch them. This is a lot of times I'm at work. I'm like, all right, let me see somebody's old game. I'll probably pull up Harris, just to watch a game.
Chargers owner for everybody.
Yeah, Chargers owner, or Tranks, whatever. I'll watch their game, and or I'm at work and somebody's live. I'm on night shift. I see a lot of late games now. I'll pull up your game, and we could talk about it on the show.
Yeah,
I'll stop what I'm doing. I'll stop what I'm doing if I see it. If I can, if I'm not driving or walking or so, I'll stop what I'm doing just to watch the show. I've done it all the time, especially last Madden. So, give us something to talk about. People ain't scouting you like that, and even if they are, they should be doing the same thing. You should be scouting them, But the content that you see is based off what we see. If you don't broadcast, I can't promise we're going to be able to talk about you the way we can't keep it as balanced. A guy like the Bears, he broadcasts all of his games and they're entertaining. Most of them, he's in every single game. So, him being 4-1 and they were all great games against good people, we're going to talk about him. Now, there's a lot of catching up to do, especially there was a big distance between, I know what he said, between our last game and this one. But generally, when we keep it pretty regular, it's easier to go through the details of the games that we actually watch versus something else.
Yep.
Something I think we should bring up.
Wait, real quick before you go there. A shout out to Tony Tillman. He said that we need a house like the Heisman house, or all the FNG. We can all move in on the Madden season. Yeah,
doesn't he know we're all in our own room?
Right.
We're all in our own
so right now
rooms in the FNG house.
So I'm actually in my family room because the wife has taken over the basement. When we get the room built in the basement, so I'm gonna actually have a room, it's like a gaming / chill room in the basement. So I'm getting that worked on in December. So I had to move everything up to the family room until then. So.
Yeah, I'm on that path as well. We actually, before Corona hit, and I'm talking about in the beginning of the year, 2020, we all were planning on going over Tiger's house for a barbecue and just a chill session before we go out to Vegas or something. As a league, it was a couple of us wanted to try it out first. It was going to be the Washington football team, 49ers, Browns, Chargers.
I think Bengals too.
Bengals,
Mike,
it was Mike, Steelers. It was a bunch of teams that were going to go and entertain, and Corona hit, and literally all we had was FNG. we were like, dude, broadcast your game. There's nothing else going on. The NFL stopped, the basketball stopped. We needed this, but we were literally all about to get together, hang out at his house. His wife was going to cook for us. He was going to cook for us. I was just so. Long story short, I don't want to belabor the point. We need you to broadcast. We really need that.
And also too, if you want to be on the show, like I said, I don't think I even posted it. Just send me your email address and let me know you're going to be on the show. I like people to get on 15 minutes for the show so we can make sure your mic is up and
Right.
running, your headphones, but
Sound level, yeah, all that.
Sound check. But yeah, this is not my show. This is not Trank's show. This is our show. So if you want to get on and talk your ish, you could get on and talk your ish. So,
every week if you want. It doesn't have to be 1 week. And if you're on enough times, we'll find something for you to do. You know what I mean? Trust us, there's plenty to do. If you got a show that's an hour, there's plenty to do.
Yes. And it's always an hour. So we have
okay.
Right. It's always an hour. So
problem is we don't get them weekly. It's 3 weeks out now.
Right.
2
Yeah.
weeks out,
Yeah.
so.
Well, this is my first one since Madden came out. Madden 21.
True.
So,
I tried doing it a couple weeks ago. And we just
right.
Yeah.
He said
couldn't get everybody to do it. So
right. But we'll try to get back on schedule, fellas. I got a set schedule now. So we get back on schedule for every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks of Sunday at 7 p.m. So yeah.
Well, before you close it out, it sounds like we're wrapping up. It is election season, and there's been a lot of votes going on in FNG. I'm not talking about that other mess that was going on.
Yeah, clarify that.
No, I don't get it. Let me tell you something. None of that stuff is really going to affect us long term. Anyway.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Those dummies are puppets anyway. It's really about us and his family right here.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? This is all. But there's been a lot of voting going on in league wide, and it's mainly because we're dealing with the lemons we've been handed, and I'm being nice by saying lemons. We're dealing with the lemons that's being handed to us. What happened earlier, and the reason why it was such a delay, since we were at week 8 in the league, and mysteriously we lost access to the league. It was there, we could see it, but we didn't have access. The whole league didn't. So we had to vote to see whether or not we were going to restart the league or wait. And it was a simple request. We're either going to restart the league, start from scratch, or we're going to wait and see if they picked it up, and then start I gave a 2-week period versus a 1-week period, and we all voted to wait. We all voted to start because no one wanted to wait because we had waited like maybe 4 days. So started the league up, and I want to say we were maybe a couple stages into the process, and most people who aren't doing stuff like this don't understand how many levels to the process before we start there are. And we got a couple levels into the process, and the league was available, and we had already signed people, started the league, got it rolling. And since the league had chose to continue, that's what we did. We chose to continue. But there were a couple of people like, nah, I want to go back to the old one. No, I want the new one. At that point, we were kind of forced to have another vote, even though it was already done. We had another vote. That vote was went. Everyone wanted to keep with the old league. With the new league. So we pretty much got rid of it, right?
Still have it. We just
right. Quiet as it's kept. I'm just letting everybody know the league still exists in case this happens again. If that's the league that's available. The only way you're going to get me to even be involved in this anymore is if we go to that league, because I'm not starting over again. So, so we do have that other league there. Just everyone's out of the league except me, Billups, and Hosian. We had a couple of votes after that. We're talking potentially changing the qualifications for a trade, and it's important. We had a vote after that as to how long it would take to do a trade, and if you could even have to put it to league trade committee. There were a couple things, and it's important for the league to speak up when you have something you think is going wrong and you want things changed. And like we always say, anyone can do a vote. And while there was a lot all at once, I'm happy that people took the initiative. And I mean, everyone who started the vote, I'm happy everyone took the initiative to try and get something changed. Because the only way you can really get something changed, unless it's an emergency, is to put a vote up, because we have multiple owners like the real NFL, and it takes 75%, which is 24, for it to pass. So I'm happy everyone took time to put a vote out. And I'm happy everyone who voted because we probably had the most participation in votes in the past couple of weeks than we have in the, was it 16 Maddens, 15 Maddens? You know, so I'm proud of that. Regardless of how much work it was on our end, regardless of how much emotions were posted or not posted, I appreciate the fact that people care enough about the league to act and be an activist, regardless of what side of the vote you were on. So, it was election season for us for a little bit. And now that we're in week 6, you know, I see things starting to settle down. We got almost all the trades done. We're probably one more trade out there. And as soon as, you know, the person votes on there, I think I tagged the last person who needs to vote. Once they get their vote done, I think that vote will be out. So we're ahead on our trades. Things are starting to settle back down, which is how we were before the interruption. And I look forward to, since the Madden's delayed till next year, it's not going to be on the new system. That question that we had going on as to whether or not we're moving directly to the Xbox One X, no, Xbox Series X, or all that, became a moot point because it's not going to be available until next year. We'll be in season probably 2 or 3 by then.
That's
you know. Hopefully we can, you know, minimum get 4 in. I don't know if we'll be able to do 5 again, because that was a lot. But you know, I appreciate the participation and that you guys care enough to vote, because we needed your vote, because it affects you. So I mean, that's really all I had to say on that. Anything pressing on your mind in reference to the potential new changes, new owners, or anything like that?
No, it just every year, just, you know, and I got to tell myself this every year, you have to adjust the Madden. The stuff you did last Madden, you probably can't, or most likely can't do in this new Madden.
Right.
So if you're struggling this year, you're going to have to adjust the way this Madden is, you know, way it plays. Do I agree with some of the stuff that they bring into this game? No, I do not. I don't care about the yard or
right.
crap. I don't care about that. Just fix franchise. You know what I'm saying? And we can still have a lot of fun in this league. What we have, but it is a lot of stuff in this game that frustrate, excuse my language, the hell out of me. But you know, it's going to get better. You know, hopefully.
And remember, we're all playing the same Madden too.
Yeah. So if you don't know what you're doing, you want to change your game up a little bit. Like I said, watch some of these guys' Twitch games. It's a lot of stuff I learned from Harris, Matt, who used to be the Seahawks owner, of course, Tranks. You know, a lot of their games I watch, I'm like, oh, how do they get these these run plays off or pass plays? And you just watch their game, and I lost it a little bit here and there. Just implement it into my game. So that's how you get better.
Yep.
Now, granted, life takes over. You know, mine has. I got this new job, and it is demanding, but it's something I did for myself and my family. You know, but
well, I told you back in Madden 20, I stole from your game. Like you know, if you're lacking in something, right? Like this is a copycat league. Okay, let's just get it out there. In real NFL, it's a copycat league. Remember the and I'm gonna go old. I'm old school. Remember the Wildcat? When the Dolphins were doing it in real life, then the rest of the league started doing Wildcat until the Patriots showed you how to shut it down, and then that shit calmed right on. That calmed right on down. There was something in your game back in Madden 19. I said, I like the way Dill does it. I wish I could do that. I watched a couple of your games. I implemented it in my game. And, you know, I did what I like to do in the way that you did it. But I watched your game, which is why Twitch helps. You know, I watched what you did. I added it to my game. And I got better. It's that simple. I got better. And I've seen other people who have wondered how things work, how you're able to do this, Tranks. And I'm like, oh, let's get in the game. And couple games later, their game improves. They get with Harris. I've seen people get with Harris. I've seen people get with, like you said, Matt. You know, there are people that I scrimmage with regularly, especially the guys that are in the top 5, usually top 10. They're always willing to play the games. You know what I mean? Just got to catch them online. If I'm in a party, jump in the party.
Yep.
I never keep it locked unless I'm talking to Hosian, you know what I mean? And we're talking some matter that, or maybe I'm talking to one of the committee members, trade committee members. But we're all playing this, like you said, though. We're all playing the same Madden. And we're just as frustrated as you are. And the only reason why we're playing Madden and not 2K is because 2K is not really available.
Right.
Hint.
Mhm.
But
Right. All right, man. All right. Y'all got anything else? Hossein?
I'm good, fellas. I jumped in late, so I apologize. But
No, you're good.
You're good.
Wow.
Yeah. I think our next road trip should be out to Las Vegas. Go see that new stadium.
Yes.
And dude, I seen it. Hey, I was out there in January when they were building it, and that thing was beautiful.
We should go to Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
You know I like to eat. We should go to Vegas and either watch it, either get tickets to a game, all of us, or just go to one of the casinos and watch the game in the casinos and just enjoy, even if we're not gambling or whatever, just to hang out like for a weekend or something real. It could be quick, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially after this Corona cut down, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I ain't doing too much traveling now, but once this gets back, the world's going to settle down eventually. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because you got the rest of the world, like Italy's, it's spiked back up. It's not only in the U.S., the rest of the world, the corona spiked up. So once it starts to calm down and we start getting a handle on this, man, we're gonna all get together as a family, a FNG family, and just get out there and enjoy the weekend.
Yeah.
We'll probably have to extend the advance for that, but
right.
I think
no, we all got to take our Xbox with us.
Oh, well, hey, we can do that too,
Right.
we literally were about to get together before this all started.
My
I want us
Xbox
all to
go
get
everywhere with me. Yeah, I got his own luggage and everything. So,
but yeah, it's been a good league to participate in, and all the owners make the league as good as it is.
Yep.
And anyone who has left is going to miss it. Everyone who comes said this is the best league I've ever been at. 32 owners. I was just talking to Bullock when he joined. He was like, he didn't know how long he was going to stay. He said that. I don't even know how long I'm going to stay there because he didn't realize how long the league has been since Madden 06, right?
Right.
He said that's 32 owners. I like this. Every time it's a new different flavor every week. You got a challenge. He hates computer owners. That's the reason why he's moved so much.
Mm-hmm.
When he finds a division where he don't have to move and it won't be able to move because we're full. Right now, we're just for everybody watching. We are full. I'm telling you, it's fun, and I want to keep it up. I want to continue.
Speaking of full, we had some people leave and people got replaced. Not one person's bigger than the league. So we're going to end on that note. Thank y'all for watching. I appreciate it. We had up to like 12 people watching.
Phenomenal.
Thank y'all for coming. Schedule your games, play your games. Please Twitch. There's nothing wrong with twitching. All right.
That's right.
That's it.